she was unhappy.
Who?
Hepworth.
What, all the time?
Well, no. What I'm saying is she knew unhappiness. She had to live with it.
It's everywhere.
What do you mean by that?
Well, do you not think people are just more miserable now?
Compared to when?
Before? You know.
No.
Okay.
Just for my own peace of mind, you're aware of how stupid that last statement was, aren't you?
Yeah.
That's a relief.
Sorry.
When you think about everything that she had to deal with, it makes all this, all her achievements, even more impressive.
We're back to Hepworth again.
Yes.
Have you ever thought you might just be the tiniest bit obsessed?
No? Why?
Well, it's all you've talked about.
That's because we're surrounded by her work and because I'm manfully trying to keep the conversation going.
What did she deal with?
Failed marriage, broken relationships, bereavement. She lost a child. Talking about the worst kind of things a person can go through, and then towards the end of her life there was her illness. She had cancer. And then finally her death, which was utterly tragic. She died in a fire at her studio.
If you're trying to make me feel like my problems are nothing compared to hers, it won't work. People a lot more influential than you have tried the pull yourself together approach, and it's never worked.
I wasn't trying to say that.
Then what were you trying to say?
At some point you're going to remember I'm one of the people on your side, yeah?
Sorry.
I'm trying to say that given the right circumstances and the opportunity to be driven and inspired, people can withstand the most difficult challenges.
There's an example coming. I can feel it. A heartwarming tale that'll help me overcome the challenges of my past.
I don't have to.
No, do. Look, I'm sorry. It's a defence mechanism. It's helped me deal with my parents for the last 5 years. Honestly, make your point. I want to hear your take on it.
You look at Hepworth. And not only was she dealing with all those things I just listed, but also she's a woman working at a time and in a field that she's not supposed to be successful in. But because she had this innate sense that she's meant to be making and meant to be carving and moulding and sculpting, because that's what she's doing day in and day out, that makes everything else manageable.
And so,
Maisie, that's what you need to do. You need to figure out what it is you're meant to be doing.
brilliant. Problem solved. I'll just do that then.
You're not convinced?
Far from it. I think you're probably right. It's just, I've got no idea what the thing I'm meant to be doing is.
Right.
Have you?
Don't think I'd be this together if I hadn't.
No, I suppose not.
I love teaching. Almost everything about it. I love, the routine of it. But then, within that routine, each day can be different. And I love having my own classroom that I can design to fit the needs of the kids. And I love the buzz of the staff room sometimes, but sometimes it can be scary, all those women. And I love pushing myself to be better and better. But most of all, I love working with the kids, and I get such a kick out of seeing them progress, and whether that's seeing them get their head around their next numeracy target or just being able to reward them for not getting in trouble all day. The pride on their faces when you tell them that they've done something well, it's brilliant.
I'd love to meet them.
But it's the biggest responsibility though.
In what way?
The messages that we receive in childhood, they have such an impact on us. And we only remember sound bites of them. And in some way they come to define us, who we become, however slightly, but they make a difference. And whenever I've snapped at a kid or said something harsh in the moment, I worry that that is the thing that they're going to take from me. So I make resolutions that I'm only ever going to say positive things, but the world's not a perfect place, and that's impossible to do. And yeah, this isn't making any sense, but what I'm trying to say is that I'm aware of the responsibility I have to their future.
I think you're amazing.
You said. And we've hardly looked at anything in it.
Got too wrapped up in ourselves. So what am I missing?
Really want to know?
Yeah.
No digs about lectures?
No.
Okay, so Gallery 6 is about a sense of place.
Okay.
So you've got pieces that reflect the Yorkshire landscape that initially inspired Hepworth, and then pieces from the St Ives community of artists that became her home after she left London during the war.
You must know so much stuff.
What?
Well, setting aside the fact that you're a teacher and you paid to know stuff, all the things you've told me today.
Which, according to you, qualifies me as an art geek.
I bet you even know how to do long division.
I do.
I wish I knew how to do things like that.
Well, you must have once upon a time. It's been on the curriculum since forever.
Yeah, but
In fact, no, I remember doing it with you in Miss Watson's class.
I was probably rubbish at it. She was a dragon.
No, yeah, you were, now I think about it. But she wasn't that bad. Well, she liked me, at least.
It was that boyish charm again.
Yeah, probably.
In all seriousness, most of the time I feel like I know nothing.
Well, that's not true. What about this MA in literature you keep telling me about?
But I couldn't talk about it in the way you do.
That's something different altogether, though, isn't it?
In what way?
Well, I'm proud of what I've learned, and I like to share it with people. Whereas you don't seem to value anything you've done at all.
No.
Which, you know, is a shame.
Well, if you could stop being perfect, that'd help me out a lot.
Is that what you think I am?
Yeah. A dream job, an artistic passion, a grown-up relationship.
Don't.
What?
Don't make me feel guilty for sorting out a life for myself in your absence. Nothing's perfect, Maisie. Nothing. I've got all those things you just said, but like everything else in this world, they're only temporary.
In what way?
Take my grown-up relationship, for example. If 1 hour with you can throw everything up in the air and make my heart beat this fast, what chance have she and I got? And if I look up now and you're looking smug, I swear I'll walk straight out of here and never look back.
I'm not, I promise.
Good.
Will she be upset?
You and I are not talking about this.
Okay, I'm changing the subject as fast as I can here. Do you ever wonder what else you might have done?
In what way?
Well, if you hadn't gone into teaching,
I hadn't really thought about it.
there's nothing else you think you might have been good at?
Being Sherlock Holmes?
That's ridiculous!
Why?
He's a made-up person!
Does that not count? I didn't realise there were rules. I thought,
Of course it doesn't.
well, maybe that just shows you how stupid the question was.
Harsh.
Why did you ask?
Well, bear with me with this. Because if you think about the set of circumstances that bring you to a particular thing in your life, and I do this a lot, then the probability of all those things happening at the right time and in the right way are astronomical. Do you see what I mean?
Not really.
I'll give you an example. For you to go into teaching, you had to be on a family holiday at exactly the same time as I became ill.
Right.
My parents had to agree that whisking me southwards and breaking all ties here was the only course of action, and then make it happen. You had to be unable to find me, and I had to not come back. Did you see where I'm going with it?
I suppose, yeah.
And in the end, all those things worked out okay for you, as you're somewhere you love, doing something you love. But not so much for me. Which makes me wonder if maybe I missed one of the vital signposts on the way that would have shown me what I was meant to make of my life. In which case, that's it. There's no hope. Or if maybe we have this whole load of options, so all I've got to do is pick one and everything will be okay. An altogether more hopeful alternative.
Right. Do you really think I'm the one?
No. I mean, I was worried that you might be.
Worried?
Are you going out of your way to misunderstand?
Sometimes you just say things that are impossible not to take the wrong way, I
Okay,
think.
I'll spell it out to be safe. I wasn't worried that you might be the one. I was worried that you might be the one and that I'd missed my chance.
And now?
I know that I feel better.
Hardly the best foundations for a lifelong relationship.
No, but not the worst either.
Why did it matter so much that I remembered about the bedtime stories?
You just store everything up that's said to you, don't you?
When I think it's important.
And then fire it back at me when I'm not expecting it.
I'm hardly firing anything, I'm just asking questions, and if I don't ask them now, I might never get the chance.
Because the stories were part of us at our happiest. I've spent the time we had apart gathering those things together in my memory, treasuring them. I'd hoped that you'd be doing the same. If you lost any of them, it would mean that...
I cared less.
Yeah.
I have kept memories, so many of them. You've got no cause to doubt how much I cared.
And now?
That's the big question, isn't it, really, for both of us?
Yeah.